From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into The Horse's Mouth here at Tommy Max, of course, at my bar, where everybody's welcome to have a seat, grab a beverage, and tell their story. And it's game face time with my good friend, Coach Dave Campo. He's back in the saddle, and great to have him on the show. We're talking a little asset management and maybe a little patents as well, as our friend Tim Buchanan is here from BCI Wealth and Asset Management. Let's say hello to the panel. Tim, how are you, my friend? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you, Coach.
Hey, Tom.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. Doing
You know
great.
all about asset management, right? Every year you had 53 assets. You had to manage
Absolutely.
and make sure they
I
were
had to
all
do
in alignment, right?
Had to do a lot of managing. Absolutely.
doubt.
I think his is a little bit more technical than mine, though.
Yeah, maybe. All right, Tim, tell us all about BCI, man, and what you guys are doing.
Well, I spent 20 years with the wirehouses and UBS, and
Okay.
I had come up with a couple of ideas, one of which was stolen from me by the firm. And
Okay.
so I decided to go out on my own with a second idea that I had, and my boys were playing ball. We lived in Deerwood, and
Okay.
my boys were playing baseball, and they came home with a new friend one day, and I finally met his dad at the ball field, and turns out he's a patent attorney.
Okay.
And he said he'd done a bunch of financial products, and what I was describing to him, he had never seen before.
Okay. Cool.
And so he said, you need to start writing, so I filed a utility patent in 2006. It was prosecuted by the patent office 3 times, and I finally got the final patent in 2012.
Holy
Oh,
cow!
that's
no kidding.
fantastic.
All right.
Yeah.
And what is it? Can you tell us? Like, or is it top secret stuff?
Well, actually, anything that's,
Or what's it like?
Yeah.
Kind of like.
anything that's in a patent is actually public information, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
there you go.
Okay.
So,
fair.
The which is kind of, why do I do that, you know? So, but anyway, in short, it's called a long-short non-correlated global model.
Okay.
In other words, everything in there is hedged. So, for instance, think of the face of a clock. 1 o'clock offsets 7 o'clock.
Right.
2 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So I'm constantly long and short multiple assets all at once.
Okay.
So let me give you, for instance, let's say I'm long the stock market and the S&P 500 is up 10%.
Okay.
Well, I'm using a manager that's going to be up 12, not 10. But I'm also simultaneously short the stock market. And you would think if the stock market's up 10%, I'm going to be down 10% with that little wedge.
Mm-hmm.
But that manager's only down 8%. So I captured that 400 basis point difference.
Yep.
It's called capturing alpha.
Okay.
And that's how we make money. So what you end up with is a portfolio, like last year, we were up 24%.
Okay.
I only got 10% exposure to the stock market.
Okay. Wow.
So a lot of exposure to gold and silver.
Yep.
But in down years, like in 2008, we were actually up 8% that year.
Wow.
So it's really,
Is it based off the S&P? Did you say? Are you?
well,
Ish, or no?
well, there's a lot of bonds in there too, fixed income to stabilize everything.
Okay.
And so, because most of the money is considered to be out of the country, because there's concerns about U.S. dollar and
Yep.
the domestic bonds, or government bonds. So anyway, I am also hedging on a currency basis. So I have some bond funds that are hedged against the dollar and some that are hedged for the dollar. So it's kind of like everything's weaving like this all the time, but you get a nice steady line over
Okay.
time, and you don't get these big, huge, setbacks along the
No,
way.
right. You're right, Coach. He's way more technical.
Oh, yeah, but listen, what he's talking about, I have no idea.
It's
But
this, that. No,
but it's-
I'm with you. But you've been approved since 2012. So you've been using this model for a long time.
Since 2004, which was when I left UBS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Now, so BCI is your baby. It's your company. Do you have people with you, like other advisors? Or
Yep. I've got 11 other advisors, and they're all located around the state of Florida. There's a couple in Jacksonville. But
And are they trading off this worldly whatever? Or what are they?
We do more than just this. We do a lot
Okay.
of stocks and bonds and individual portfolio's that are.
Okay.
This is just my little, baby.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Interesting. What's the best part of what you do, Tim?
The best part
Making
is
people money? Well, that's a good part.
That's kind of goes with the territory. But
Yep.
I think it's because that you've become extended members of people's families. I often
Fair.
get invited to weddings, and unfortunately
Yeah.
I have to go to funerals. But
Yeah.
that
Sure.
graduations, all that stuff.
Yep.
That's just being with people and that become friends. And
Yeah.
I've got clients that I've had for over 30
That
years.
means they trust you big time, which is good.
You know, the thing I love about
Great.
this show and having the people that we have on the show, as you know, is anyone that's willing to do what Tim did and step out there and say, "Hey, listen, I'm not gonna stick with this. What everybody wants everybody to do, I'm going to do my own thing." And to me, that is a huge plus.
I'm thinking like go pay a visit and break a pinky or something.
Yeah.
Give that back. But no, listen, when you're an employee, it's technically theirs, I guess, once you expose it to them. Not the
Yeah.
right thing to
Yeah.
do, not ethically, but nonetheless, you bounce back and look at you. I'm sure at the time you were like just rage and upset, like what am I going to do? And now look at you,
Well, I
you're doing
think the
great.
feeling was more being terrified.
Yeah, that's right. It's a
Going out on your
concern.
own.
It's a gamble.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
There's no
Gamble,
question.
yeah.
I felt like coaching was a gamble all the time because you know what you're dealing with kids 18 to 24 or 5 or whatever it is.
Yep.
And what you do is important, but what they do is more important.
Yeah.
And so it's a gamble, and I really appreciate
No doubt.
what
Well,
Tim
and it's
has
like
done.
one of those things, if it was easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah, that's
Kaufman
right.
would say that all the time. This
Right.
job ain't easy.
No.
If it was easy, we'd have football all over the place.
Absolutely.
Like everybody would be an NFL player. But
Right,
it's not.
right.
Same with your line of work, and of course your line of work
Yeah.
as well. Speaking of athletes, you got it's Game Face with Coach Campo. Do you have an athlete that you find inspiring at all today or yesterday? Anything?
Probably, what's the skier's? I can't remember his first name. Bodie is his last name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. The hell was his name? He got hurt and then came back.
Yes, 'cause that's where
Yeah.
I'm coming from.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
I am an.
You know what I'm talking about, Coach? You know what he's talking about? The
no.
skier.
Oh yeah.
He was a no, he was a downhill. He was a
Downhill
right,
player.
Right, Bodie
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his first name.
Yeah. Anyway, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. He came back from a horrific
Yes,
injury.
he did.
Yeah, those people, man, when you wipe out on those things, forget about it.
Yeah.
You're shredding everything.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
You often don't come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Are you a skier?
Yep.
You like skiing? You slalom or what do you do?
I slalom, GS. I powder anything. And when I travel, I take 3 pairs of skis with me
no kidding. That's
for
great.
Case.
for different conditions.
Oh, in different conditions. Wow. Do you snowboard too?
No, but my boys do.
They do.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
new thing. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
all the young people snowboard. I
Yeah.
think. I think us old timers are the guys that still put the skis on every
Yeah.
once in a while. But
I used to ski in high school at a small mountain up in Wisconsin.
I really had to learn. I
Wasn't
started
a
out.
mountain, it's like a big hill. But
Yeah. I learned in Vermont because
Yeah.
being from the east.
Yep.
And then when I went out to Boise State and Weber State, back in the day, we used to take recruits up on the ski slope and sign them on the ski slope. But the difference in the powder
Yep.
in comparison to the ice in the east, I had to
Absolutely.
change my whole ability
Tim,
to do
are
that.
you a Jaguar fan?
Oh yeah,
Where are you from originally?
upstate New York.
Okay, how long have you been down here?
We moved down here in 1988.
Oh, man, you're almost a native.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah. Longer than me.
It's an interesting story. I don't know if you want to hear it.
If it's quick.
Yeah, I can make
go.
it fast. So I was in D.C. but didn't want to stay there, and my fiance didn't want to stay up in Rochester, so I picked
Okay.
up a Rand McNally's Places Rated Almanac, which was 4 inches thick, and it rated like 400 metropolitan communities on every piece of criteria you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
So I did a ton of research, and then I got on an airplane, and the second trip into Jacksonville we had no jobs,
Wow.
nothing here, no connections of any kind. We just said we're going to Jacksonville.
Wow. And what part of town were you in?
So we
when
lived
that happened?
in Mandarin.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Me and Pete Mitchell, we lived near Sandalwood, our first house.
Yeah.
We had no idea anything. And he comes back he was out like during the day, he went through some errands and whatnot. He comes back and he goes, Mac, do you know there's a beach here? I'm like, yeah. He's like, we got to go out to the beach. Next thing you know, we're living out at the beach. Never left.
I want to
never
know.
left.
I want to
Fantastic.
know if Tim has ever been to Vegas because it sounds like everything he does is a gamble.
Yeah. And
I have
winning,
been to
though.
Vegas.
He's a winning gambler.
I have been to Vegas several times.
Yeah,
haven't been in a long time, but
Well, and you brought your actual patent with
Yes, I
you.
did.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
brought
cool,
it
man.
because most people have never seen an
Seen
actual
one,
pet.
no, right.
You know, and
Yeah.
because it's got a nice little ribbon on it. And
Yeah.
you open
Show
up,
it. Show it to the camera.
Yeah, let the cameras see that, man, in the front.
there's
There
the
you
front
go.
cover.
Look at
There you
that.
go.
And then
That's a first, Coach.
Yes.
I think that's a first.
Absolutely.
It's
Beautiful.
got my name on there and all. So.
All right. Well, great
That's
stuff,
great.
Tim. Appreciate you sharing it on the show with us.
Absolutely,
all right?
anytime.
All the best.
I
And
enjoyed
go
it.
Jags, Coach. Always a pleasure, my
Yes,
friend.
sir.
Hey, you can check out Tim's profile. You see Coach there as well. This conversation and so many others, man. We love doing this show right here from Tommy Max. Just go to the dailynewsnetwork.com website and you'll see it all there. Until next time, stay safe and be cool out there. And we'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.